Patina. We see that often against the Faramis. Even with that, though, you know, what's left on the table, at least for Rome, let's say for Homeboys here?
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot. I think Zorn can probably play the Cho, although it's not the best versus Faramis. There still is that Kufra. And maybe... Actually, they can pick up something like a Rafaela or any kind of hero that kind of gives them that healing, that additional support. Even a Diggy might be good for Homeboys.
Okay. They decided to ban it out.
Okay,
as our good friend LaFell say, there was so much damage when that Diggy was there, man.
Yeah. Look, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of everybody getting Sawo pilled right now. We need to be more based in this draft, right? Bring it down to earth, because I think that at the very least, when we're looking at Deus Vault, the way that they kind of want to draft it has expected the bans that we were looking for gets taken away. At least for Zorn, let's not forget about suppressions, right? Let's talk about the fact that neutral objectives are going to be quite interesting to be maintained around, because both teams have done some great homework on each other.
Yep. Okay, so now they can go for, maybe Devu can pick up the Edith now, as those are or Benedetta actually might work well with their team. But yeah, you're going to be looking for a frontliner here for Devu. Either you go maybe steal the Cho this time to go with this Faramis. You still have that option of the Benedetta, as we mentioned. Heroes that will be, or Edith most specifically, because it is a hero that they also pick up against something like a Terizla.
Yeah, I think if they go with the Edith, that'd be great. Like you mentioned, check that box. You have this front line. Your Martiz doesn't have to be, you know, so concerned with running into the front, running into the fray. You have that NetherRealm available. You definitely want to have a little more tankiness to this lineup so far, and then you can play around the utility, right? That is going to be the name of the game for this one. And this actually kind of works too, right? Get the Lapu Lapu, serves both that purposes. You have durability, you have good damage. You can actually pull off some flashy plays as well.
Yep. I think you're just left with Ward now, right? Oh, Phobius mid.
Interesting. Interesting. Wow. What's the call on this? I get the Arla, but then when you see the Phobius and you look at the 4 heroes on the side from Devu, it's like, okay, it makes sense. One slide tackle, you have the Mortal Coils that's considered a dash, the natural dash coming out from Lapu. Is there an expectation for another dash from the side of Devu for their last pick?
But what will be other dash choices? Like, I don't know, like Kufra. Yeah, honestly, I don't like the Phobius. Maybe because of, if you think about it, Phobius actually deals a lot of like ramp damage, you know?
I was gonna say, this doesn't seem very burst, you know, there's not like...
It's a burst, yeah. But maybe the burst will come now from the Brody. So I'm thinking, like, if you are Devu, you want someone in the front lines, like maybe Tigreal actually.
Oh, man! Speaking of! You just might as well bring the Tig out.
Okay.
I personally, I am glad Tigreal is being picked again. He was the first hero I ever played. So I have, you know, it's
sentimental value.
Sentimental, yeah.
Oh my goodness, just deep-rooted feelings for this one. Break down the comps for me. Like, what are we expecting in terms of timings? Like, what's the game plan?
Okay, the game plan for Devu is just to group up. That's what they wanted to do. All right, they want to just stay in their bubble, stay in their box, have Magister end the eliminations with that. For Homeboys, the problem I have with this is they don't have wave clear that's like long range and can actually prolong the game for them, so they're kind of all in. They want to go in like Avengers this time, actually, with a superhero landing. One hero goes in, another follows. Trizup goes in, Brody goes for the damage from long distance, Phobius comes in, and then eventually it's a give and take. Like it's like a tag team, you know?
Well, we'll find out here as we load up into the land of Dawn. Game number 1 here, second series of the day. We know what's at stake. It's Homeboys versus Deus Volt. Now, you've already given your thoughts here, Wolf, as we get adjusted, seeing the rotations early on. Real quick, though, where do things fall into place? Like, is this something, are the lineups here where we're expecting an early first blood into that first turtle?
I'm not sure if Homeboys is actually fit for that, but thinking about it, if this is a mid lane Phobius, yeah, maybe they have an additional ultimate to go with that. So I think, yeah, maybe there's a little bit of hope for that for Homeboys, but at the same time, you have the Faramis. I think that's the more solid option when it comes to like killing in the first turtle fight.
Okay, we'll see if they pull it off again. You know, also taking a look just in a second here at the emblems. But so far, really how this kind of all falls into place is the amount, I feel like, of the CC going to be thrown from Devu here against Homeboys. Anything that sticks out emblem-wise real quick?
Well, there's There's a lot where there's not much Wilderness Blessing on Homeboys, which kind of weirds me. It's weird to me because they're typically the team that's very aggressive, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. Even with the Brody build, like we've been seeing tenacity and as well as agility the entire day, and now it's like, okay, give me some penetration, give me Weapon Master as well.
I think that going back to it when we were talking about the draft, and I was like, well, they're not going to have a ton of this burst damage early on. Maybe that's the way to do it with these emblems here. So already focused, but I don't expect any go signal just yet. They're going to go ahead and just poke things down before, we're 10 seconds away from the first objective. You can see as well the other members of Devu kind of gathering up here. We know how important these level 4s are leading into these first objectives, so we'll see how they all play a part. But, right now this is relatively, slow and steady as both junglers get ready here.
But Chibi is level 5 for some reason. Able to take out some of the extra jungle creeps. So this is massive.
Oh, it looks like they've already started the fight. Kid Bomba is under attack. NetherRealm forced out as well as the bravest fighter. Zorn's going to take his time, and now he jumps on top of him, forcing out the demonic force coming out from the side of Warlord. Underneath the turret, he needs to use the iframes to get on out of there, and first blood falling into the hands of Deo's Fall. Kid Bomba not dying to the trade at all. GB's trying to take it. Penalty Zone is going to come out to slow them down, but they're getting chunked out, and Subbot will eventually fall. Even the flicker came out of him. They don't find any trades. They kill Magister, Subbot, and Zorn really low. Kid Bomba jumps in with the bravest fighter, and Zorn outplays it. Kid Bomba finally takes him out.
GB.
Retribution as well, and then GB takes out Kid Bomba. You were right. You were totally right. The trades.
This probably will be the game with the longest skirmishes because there's no burst.
There's none.
There's none. I think that if we don't have Ryzel as well as Carvey, there will not be any kind of burst. And it will be a long drawn fights where there's not much happening, and then the Faramis ultimate just makes it even worse.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of tanky dudes swinging at each other and then looking flashy, right? Because you got the bravest fighter jumping around, and you got the final slashes and everything, but really, yes, as long as the gold laners are in their gold lane, expect these long drawn fights, which, hey, it could work for either of these teams right now, the way things are falling into place. But even itemization-wise, anything sticking out here early on?
Ooh, not yet. I think if Sword will continue with this, is he actually building for damage? Might have gone for target, in fact.
I mean, he's got 2 assists. Like, why not? You start off with that Fury Hammer, and then you kind of build full tank from then on, considering how this game has gone. And now Sawa flickers forward, finds the Implosion into the Shores, or a perfect combination, not giving Ryzel any opportunity to flicker out of there.
2 catapults, 2 gold cannons not going to be available for Ryzel. That's going to be massive.
Yeah, and then, Subbot getting chunked out on the top side of the map. Bravest Fighter already being used by Kid Bomba to actually even out the scales here, but you can see the massive EXP lead for Subbot.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Ryzel, that's actually pretty bad that he lost that. Nobody's scouting for him.
Okay, yeah, even with these pulls, right? There's really nothing that can be done just yet, especially with this turtle coming up here now. But good point, because gold laners, we know that they have to hit this, certain level, certain timing when it comes to the spike, the power spikes, and timing's going to be important here. So if you get focused on early on, you get in a trouble situation. So now, once again, turtle being up here, both teams getting in position, but it looks like could possibly just go over here to Homeboys. Yep. So secured.
Good zone out from Warlord. Now that he has Clock of Destiny, he's quite tanky actually, not because of the Clock of Destiny, but mainly because of the ultimate that he can actually go onto the Martis. And Martis have natural dashes. And by the way, good synergy between Arlet as well as Phobius. That's a classic combo.
Oh, they're jumping in.
They want to jump in even further, right? Final Slash getting cancelled out by the Implosion, getting all 3 of the members all in one tight little space. Shadow Stampede pulling 3 back. Harvey already finding 1 onto Zorn. Warlord trying to go on the run. Demonic Force has already been popped out here. They're low, but not enough to finish them all. But here we go! Ryzel, part of the fight. Magister is down. Double kill coming out as Carvey takes Warlord out. Finally, 2 for 2 trade.
Man, these players are just really going at it. And Zorn already picks up the Thunder Belt at 5 minutes. That's pretty fast, and imagine having extra damage. He's a roamer for sure, but he's not gonna be that quote-unquote tanky roamer. Eventually, maybe after the Thunder Belt, he will go for defense items, but because he went in for Dire Hit, if I'm not mistaken, that means that he will be focusing on damage now. And Chibi, a very early Blade Armor pickup. This is going to be massive in the team fights.
Not only that, but now even with that last exchange, Ryzel able to get the Malefic Roar, able to pump out some of that damage. So, even at the 6-minute mark, this is where you get to the point, okay, some of these gold laners, they'll obviously be rotating to some of the fights. Carvey did the same thing, the previous, exchange, but really, who's going to come out on top in those, early skirmishes, these fights later on, that's kind of what has to be witnessed as we, see them duke it out. But right now, the fact that you have some of these defensive items being built up too will all play a part into this. Now, as we wait for this third turtle to come up here, it really is down to how do they decide to approach these objectives, right? The 4-man is going to be the 4-on-4, or will these be full-on fights?
And Sawa now picking up the dominant size. Is going to be playing an important role because so far, Homeboys have been relying on their sustain, right? Well, literally everyone is a tanky dude now, except for both Carvey as well as Ryzel. So that dominant size is going to be very important.
Yeah, it's basically WrestleMania at this point, right? Everybody's getting into the ring. It's like from the top rope, you see Warlord jumping in every single time, but every single one of these turtles,
what do they call that?
Royal
Rumble. That's basically what it is at this point, right?
Oh yeah, look, top rope once again. Warlord's really getting hefty on it, right? Procking as many of these demonic forces, forcing out the retribution as well from the Magister himself. Warlord playing as if he is not a mid laner anymore. He's part of the fight. Final Slash already coming out to try and get on top of Carvey. And now the NetherRealm looking to protect him underneath his heart. Kimbomba needs to be part of this. Here comes the penalty zone. They find the initial turret, and now Sawo out of position. God. They found two as they keep on pushing forward. Man, this is so awkward. Part memories coming on out, so getting back into the fight. Good vengeance, and now the demonic force has popped out again. Naturally, Final Slash, and Chibi kills Sunset Lover. We got to talk about tempo. What the hell is this?
That's like I don't know, probably some of the slowest build-up tempo, and just everything happening at once at the end.
Exactly. You just have to wait. Like, okay, who dies in the end? Like, whoever does not hit the ultimate, basically. And like I told you, Homeboys' lineup, they're the Avengers, the superhero landings, right?
Yeah.
Somebody goes in, that's Warlord first on the right side, and then eventually it will be Chibi. Then Ryzel pops the ultimate. All of a sudden, when Devu thought that they will be able to get out, then there's Seppat with the ultimate.
Here's a penalty zone.
And a penalty zone.
And by that time, another Final Slash is available. So,
exactly.
How do you work around that? That's one thing.
I don't know, man.
Oh, here we go. Sunset Lover getting pulled in. Retribution coming down from Magister. He's looking for the Decimate. Oh, it doesn't connect, but he still finds a kill onto Warlock, pushing him in. Demonic Force is already coming out, as well as the Implosion to keep it in place. Finally, a mistake being made. 2 kills falling into the hands of Deo's Vault, evening out 7-7.
Yep. That is the way to go. Make sure that the Implosion will be, I guess, for lack of a better term, best value, wherein the timing will be good. Doesn't mean that you need to catch everyone from Homeboys, but it means like you catch maybe Warlord mid-animation, for example. So those are the things that maybe this Bull can use.
Yep, NetherRealm already popped his Shadow Step. He's just going to pull them back in. Seppat is done for. No ultimates being abused as Chibi is able to take the Cyclone Eye out of there. 20-part memory is not really going to do much here, as Sawo is still alive and is passive, making sure that he is one thick boy.
Great job, great work there from Devu,
Amazing.
able to, push into that territory, secure the Lord for themselves here. So, that, 3, almost 4K gold lead that Homeboys had, they've shrunk it down a little bit. They can work around this. Biggest thing they could get from here is obviously space, right, to work around the map.
That's right. I like the box formation of Devu. They're going to be doing it again.
Here we go. They haven't forced out the Demonic Force just yet. Chibi's taking a lot of damage, but here we go. Warlord jumps in for the top ropes once again with the Demonic Force, making sure that he's buying space and time for his team. Man, he's actually so much more sustainable than I thought he was with these fighter emblems. But Deo's Vault, they're going to start moving them. They back off, and it looks like, well, not much was achieved here. Not even Tier 1s. Top side Tier 1 should eventually fall.
Yeah. Every time that they don't have the Paramis ultimate, they have to just back down and did not fight. And this is Devu's composition. We talked about how they should be like grouping up together, forming their box, and just destroying Homeboys. Okay.
Well, I mean, they can try with the implosion all around. Final Slash pushing them away from a Chibi. He's buying a lot of time. NetherRealm even being popped as Ryzel finds Sabo walking away from that fight. Kimbomba is chucked out. He's forced it now. It's an all-in. Ryzel gets Sunset. Magister kills Omzorn as he's trying to slide tackle away. Carvey needs to get out of there. Ryzel says no. Warlord does not go down. He is the leader of his people, and he continues to press forward.
Is this not the most Malaysian draft ever?
I don't know. Going back to it again, they're still trying to hold it together.
Rizel, he's in trouble. Oh, he goes down! Kim Bomba finally finds the trade, and Sunset Lover taking his time with this, but eventually the sustainability for the side of the homeboys keeping them topped up. This is, I honestly, you say that is this very Malaysian? You know what? Sure, yeah, we'll take it. I don't usually get to see Warlord play Phobius in the mid lane, but when he does, in the way that he's playing, why not?
Yeah, it's okay. It's not the Malaysian draft hero per hero, but when it comes to like composition and the raw idea of going in, just literally chasing everyone, you're gonna see a very long chase. It's the entirety of the half of the map, basically. Entirety of the mid lane.
It's a marathon.
It's a marathon. You saw how well they played aggressively, and then all of a sudden, you can see Rizel being punished. What the hell is this game?
The funny thing, going back to the Royal Rumble, you know, metaphor here is like you have all these guys just in the ring, and then all of a sudden it's that one guy that runs into the ring, picks up, you know, a chair or something, gets a couple and runs out. That's what Rizel did there. But, you know, that's kind of what Carvey has to do. He is the same person in this situation, right? You have to be able to get there, and right now he's double buffed up. He's trying to push down some of this space in the mid lane, all this before that Lord comes up.
Yep, GB is going to stun up Kim Bomba for the time being, so but not finding the right targets to jump in just yet. But let me tell you, it feels like at least for the side of the homeboys, it's great that if Deus Vault backs down from the fight, the chases, their dashing backward, it's actually counterintuitive, as homeboys will keep on going, right? Look at Warlord. He's procced the Demonic Force so many times, and they should be able to take this away free.
Oh, that's done!
No, unlucky. Kim Bomba nails it. Final Slash doesn't connect as the implosion locks him down. It's a mistake. Warlord finds Kim Bomba, and now with a penalty zone, it ain't enough to stop them as Chibi is trying to slow them down. NetherRealm is already down as we see Warlord trying to clean this up. It's not easy. Rizel's already dead. Carvey's still alive. He's still making the plays. Warlord is able to find one. Stop dashing. Just walk away from him. He won't let you run away at all. Warlord, he's done for, and now that's a 4-for-2 trade as Magister breaks open tier 2.
Are you not entertained? Homeboys, specifically Warlord, did a great job zoning out Magister already. Nobody was in that area, but the Lord was with Devu.
I just gotta say, that is a Warlord if I've seen one.
Oh,
what a player.
God! The Lord knocked up Chibi. The right moment, and Kid Bomba is CC immune.
This is
so painful. Goodness.
Look, it's so painful, especially once I'm like gassing up my boy. He doesn't misses the red tree unless the Lord says no, not this time.
Unless it's Kid Bomba, right? Like again, in amidst everything, Devu pulls something out like that, but still, you can see there is still going to be a struggle, right? With some of these fights, they have to be able to handle, of course, even Warlord alone, and keeping the whole time Carvey alive. Once that NetherRealm is gone, you guys saw it, right? So let's take a look really quickly. How is the items coming into place?
Okay, when it comes to items, naturally Zorn will go and pick up the defensive items after the Thunder Belt, but he seems like he wants to consider another damage item after the Kiras, which is understandable. Now, however, for a homeboys, you're gonna be worried now at 15 minutes in, because Rizel and his he will eventually reach critical mass to the point where Devu might outscale him.
Speaking of critical mass,
wow,
Chibi
Chibi
getting chunked out by Chibi, even committing to the retribution in case he continues to go out of position. Even Magister trying to slow them down, right? These fights, I mean, this is one of the few games where we see some of the highest kill counts 15 minutes into the game. That's 28 kills in total so far.
Yeah, it's crazy to even think that it's been 15 minutes, right? It seems like it's a little bit longer at this point. But really, talking about critical mass here is it's up to both the gold laners for the most part, but maybe also that's why Zorn is going and opting for some of that damage, right? To be able to provide some of that pressure onto Devu, and we'll see if they actually have a response to that.
Yeah, because eventually Warlord will just be still a problem, but at the same time, not the biggest of problems. right? Because this is not like a 1-1. This is a Bruno that can dash once, and then eventually what you're gonna do is to pop the Purify, then punish Warlord. So obviously, there are so many ways for Devu to kind of end this game, especially when they just keep their box. But Homeboys, this is their time. All right, back-to-back Lords have been taken away from Chibi.
We'll see. They're going to get in position here once again. They're just blitzing the Lord, though.
Yep.
Oh,
Kid Bomba again,
don't
my
do
God.
it. Don't do it. Don't do it again. He tries,
Oh,
but Chibi
okay.
is able to
All
secure
right.
it, no problem. Warlord already using the Demonic Force. He's got to reset, but he doesn't want to commit to it any longer. Whoever
Wait,
backs
they
out
wanna
here, it might be a problem. Conceal already being used. Chibi's draining out of the way as Sabat uses the penalty zone to call for a disengage. Zorn, wait, hold on. The Netherrealm, it's already outside. Implosion on 4! Pushes them back!
What?
They can't get out! Final slash to try and disengage, and here we go. Ryzel is already dead. Majority of their damage is
They're gonna
gone, but they
chase.
still finds a trade onto Magister themselves. Call it off! The Lord is already spawned and walking.
With only that, there's
Fake
only
back.
one?
Chibi wants Garvey.
Uh-oh.
Chibi wants Garvey.
Okay, he's swerving, but
Oh
again,
my
they have to deal with the
goodness.
Lord here. What a setup.
Are you not entertained? Oh my God, Sawo. Very patient. Lands the big ultimate. And that meant that the Lord might not be used by Homeboys as you would want to. That means the defense will be there, especially because Ryzel was taken out. So, I mean, Devu, they might have lost that battle, but because of the implosion, it was now enough for them to kind of prolong the game again.
Yeah, I mean, especially with in combination with the motor coils, when they're all so
Yeah.
close together, how much time was wasted? How little frames do Homeboys have to work with? Especially Ryzel, right? He wants the flicker, he can't.
Yeah.
He's been trying so
Yeah.
many times.
Yeah.
I wonder if Ryzel might rethink his battle spell. Maybe if you had Purify, those would be different. But then again, you're a Brody, you want to be on the aggressive. So, but there were so many times in this game that he wished he had Purify.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
You can see that in those exchanges, right? And, you know, we've all seen it before, especially when the Tigreal's locked in. You sometimes feel like, okay, I just want to play, right? You're either in air or suspended or being dragged either way. But even with that exchange that we saw, okay, Chibi's going to be the focus here. Are they going to commit?
I don't think so. I mean, Chibi did use his Tortoise Poissons, and I feel like Deo's fault. They're looking for Ryzel again, right? I think those are the two main targets, Warlord and as well as Ryzel. Warlord's going to take way too much effort, but Ryzel is so susceptible.
Yep. It's going to be the Halberd picked up by the Brody.
Man, they still want to go.
Yeah,
Oh,
it looks
nice.
like they're going to commit to the chase here. Chibi is getting pushed back.
Step
Penalty
on.
zone. So nicely done to slow them down. Even the Decimator's coming
Sword.
out. It pops the Immortality in towards the Implosion, landing on 2. Ryzel is able to get some free hits here, but look at this Demonic Force buying so much time. Sabat buys Harvey. Warlord manages to get a killing spree onto Sunset Lover, and Sawo left out to dry. That's a 2-for-1 trade in favor of the Homeboys. 22 seconds away from the Lord.
Will they try to end this? There's a lot of defense. This is Faramis, this is Lapu Lapu.
Wait, no.
Homeboys, this is not the best shot.
Hey, buddy, let's calm down here.
Gotta calm down.
Proxy as many waves as possible. Go
They
for
want
the
it.
Lord.
They want it.
They're going for it. Kid Bomba is looking to close. Is trying to clear up those waves. Final slash onto Magister. They're trying to protect that last cannon minion. It's gone, and now they jump on in with the Demonic Force. They committed too much about no more immortality for him as another inhibitor drops down. Warlord is on the run, and
Harvey's
now
almost up.
they're done. Out of gas. Finally.
We do get to take a breather from this, but the Lord's going to be up here.
Yeah.
And you see them make a straight line for it. So they're going to start it up. Devu has to defend their base. They hold on to the one base turret.
Yeah.
Are they actually going to try to get here in time? It looks like Magister also making his
They
way.
want it. They have the Faramis
Homeboys.
ultimate.
Yeah, this is a little risky. He's also has the immortality. And Devu gets here in time.
Yeah. They can play the Lord dance now, Homeboys. That's what they need to do now. They're so separated from each other. It's Sawo already looking for an angle. Doesn't have the flicker though.
Oh, instigating the fight. Warlord's right on top of Carvey as much as they can. They're trying to peel him off, but here we
Sawo.
go. That's the implosion already going down. Ryzel's walking up forward. Netherrealm is gone. Kid Bomba tries to make a dash, but it makes Warlord deeper into the enemy lines. The Mortal Coils is doing some great peel, but finally Sunset Lover finds
Oh!
but it takes him out instantly. Carvey finds Warlord as well, but they take out Sunset Lover in trade. It's 2-for-1 this time in favor of Deo's fault.
And it's also just a Faramis, so he's actually now alive.
Back up.
It's all of the stacks that you got there.
Homeboys down the
Oh,
two
no.
numbers here for this fight. And Chibi also does not have that immortality anymore, so they're going to have to just give this up, possibly.
Yeah.
Unless they can pull something off, but this looks like a Devu Lord.
Yes. Absolutely, and the minion wave for Homeboys are pretty bad as well.
Whew.
I mean, that's what happens. You lose these timings of your waves just because of how hectic and how long these drag down fights are going to be.
And with that, again, Lord here secured for Devu. They're going to make their way down the mid while they wait. Lord going up to the top side. Tier 2 now falling. And just this is their time to go ahead and knock on the base here of Homeboys. Defensively, though, you know, still so far from what we've seen just from this game alone, now almost 22 minutes in. Some of these team fights, they're so orchestrated, it really does depend on which gold laner is able to withstand all of the things being thrown at them.
Exactly. Whoever gets caught, is gonna have a bad time. And the thing is, during that fight, there are so many resources that Devu didn't have, like the flicker onto Sawo, some of the immortalities, for example, onto Kid Bomba. It wasn't available in that fight. Now, it will soon be cooling down. In fact, you have the flicker on Sawo again. So now, it's a much better team fight for Devu.
Yeah, it looks like Homeboys are just letting them take the inhibitors here. Their high ground defense may not necessarily be as strong. Remember, it's all about protecting the king, and the king is Ryzel. And the same can be said about Deus Vault. Harvey, he's got to be careful as Lord's going to crash down. That's 2 inhibitors so far. Looking for a third, but I think that's where Deus Vault is going to call it quits unless we see a mistake from the side of the Homeboys.
Yeah, so basically what we have is just both bases holding on to one turret. Unless Sawo wants to press the situation, he's gonna go in.
He flickers in, gets the explosion. Kid Bomba jumps in to follow up, and here comes another realm. Now Warlock getting chucked out hard. Harvey, he's gonna be brought back with the help of another realm. Penalty zone instantly, as now the waves are crashing in. They're running out of time as Ryzel's able to chuck them down one by one. Sword takes out Harvey and Ryzel into Magister. 3-0 so far, and that just might be a full wipeout. Sawo, Sunset, all gone. That's it. Homeboys now make a beeline through the mid lane. Sunset's coming back in 10 seconds.
The Faramis, can you do so much about this? It's so difficult. And look at their lanes will be managed by Sebat. It is more than enough. Oh, they got 3 lanes. Oh, this is bad.
Yeah,
it's not the best.
Sunset Lover, he's all by himself here. Homeboys getting ready to push it in.
They got it.
They got it.
They got it.
Oh!
It was
Sunset flickered for it, and he dies to buy time! He does it! It takes out TV! What a defense!
What a play and a decision from Sunset Lover.
The mistake was they attracted 2 lanes.
No!
They went in front of the base too soon.
No!
And the defense was there. They were clumping up together.
Dude, why is it when I'm doing the play-by-play, it's these types of games? Oh, man. From wild cards all the way to group stage, let's look at the instant replay.
Oh, Chibi got the... Oh, no. I understand why they want to tank it, but the final slash... There were so many minute details that went wrong. And you know what the worst is? Their jungler is dead.
Yep. He's gone for 15 seconds here, so it's up to Homeboys if they want to try to delay this the best they can. Devu gonna go ahead and continue down this Lord, and we'll see if Homeboys can actually hold it together.
Oh, it's their Lord. It's their Lord now.
Yeah, they gotta try. Demonic Force is already out. Kid Bomba is on top of Ryzel.
No reset.
He's going to use his wand as quickly as possible. NetherRealm is going to keep Carvey alive as they're trying to delay this for as long as possible.
Reset.
And Ryzel kills Kid Bomba. They reset the Lord, and this is a success. Zorn has bought just enough time, and Chibi is back in the fight to chase down Sawo. What the hell?
What is going on?
Hey. Back-to-back team fights. You gotta have to hand it to Ryzel.
My poor little voice. Come on, this is day 1 of me doing play-by-play, man. Come on!
Ryzel survived Kid Bomba once again, and that's immortality action they was able to punish, and they were able to reset. Big props to Warlord for sure. Big props to Ryzel as well. And they have bought enough time to beat Chibi to come back. Magister is still alive though. So, Homeboys. This time a guaranteed Lord.
Oh, Sawo, he's going to be pushing Warlord in. Penalty zone lands onto 2, but not onto Carvey. Carvey takes out Warlord instantaneously before he gets off. Gets it off in time. Oh, the cut, the final slash from Zorn. Doesn't let Magister get into the pit. They secure another Lord, but Warlord is out for 60 seconds.
Oh my god, this game.
This is game number 1 of this series. The back and forth here. So yes, Warlord is down. Devu trying to keep the Lord holding here the best they can. Carvey still going to be up Of course, both teams full force can actually still fight if they want to, but this is a beefy Lord here.
Oh, my lungs are in pain as Deo's Vault is continuing to push forward. Sabat getting pulled behind the Shadow Stampede.
Watch out, Sawo.
I mean, Chibi, he can tank some damage, but Sawo is the big problem here. He's been catching out Ryzel too many times, and now with this Luminous Lord just getting chunked down like it's absolutely nothing, they're allowing the waves to kind of build up on either side.
They know that without Warlord, there's not much that Homeboys can do because he's the main problem. They will try to push this. They might go for the Megas. They do get it.
Okay,
What?
I mean, it's not going to result in a game-end play just yet, but at least another advantage being built up. One inhibitor for the side of Deo's Vault, none for the side of the Homeboys. And I don't think they're going to chase this, but for the time being, at least, like, Ryzel, he needs some breathing space.
Imagine like winning the Lord fight, only losing one hero, which is Warlord, and then all of a sudden the enemy has the better turrets.
Yeah.
What is this game?
We got a preview of it, 2-3 minutes in. That's kind of what we expected. And at this point, this is where the itemization juggling goes around, and that kind of falls into place. But relatively what we're going to expect is in the next 70 seconds, Lord's going to be up, both teams going to battle it out. Now, advantage-wise, Devu has that one turret standing, right? They can hold on to that. That is still an advantage here. But, man, right now, a lot of these exchanges really what matters and how they build up. One of the hardest things that I see, even for Devu, is the fact that Zorn, for the most part, sometimes he's using the final slash just to keep Magister away, right? So you have to be able to play into that, to get around that. And not to mention, once again, if they lose Carvey, they, can you even fight from that point?
Exactly. I
wanted to say no, but at the same time, Kid Bomba just comes up with something as well as the Faramis. Sunset Lover, like.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it, right? Because again, it's one of those like slight feints that we've been seeing from Deo's Vault that kind of like draws attention from the Homeboys, and then the next thing you know, Sawo goes for the Flicker Implosion play, and they layer it in a sense where somebody's going to go for the feint, somebody else is going to try and get on top of Ryzel to get all of his resources.
Man, what do you even expect from this game, right? Well, one thing for sure is the Lord fight. Unfortunately for Devu, they have a better lane down bottom just because of the fact that they took out the inhibitor. And I believe Sepat is already setting up for the slow push onto the long lane. He might meet Lapu Lapu, which is not a problem at all. Or is it? Implosion committed!
Yep, they've already committed. They want to take out Sabat as soon as possible. They've got Zorn. Penalty zone already coming out, forcing out the Nether Realm. As Chibi's trying to get on, Kid Bomba jumps back out. Warlord's in the fight. Final Slash is already done for. And Warlord finds Carvey! It's too late. He didn't buy his items in time. They're trying to make a run for it. Ryzel gets the free hit in the meantime as Warlord finds a double. And Sawo getting on top of Ryzel. It isn't enough. Sunset Lover chunks Ryzel out. And even the immortality is broken from it. Crosser trying to try and get on out of there too. Zorn trying to slow him down. Sawo pulling Ryzel out of the fight. And Sunset Lover takes him out. It's a 2-for-2 trade once again.
Unbelievable. What a play from Sawo. He pushed Ryzel to the loving arms of Carvey. Obviously, the Tiger will not have enough, right, against the Brody. This is a tank. But what he did was to bring the opponent to his teammate. And honestly, Devu got the better end of the deal because now Ryzel is responding for 11 more seconds slower than Carvey.
Oh man, we'll see again if either of these teams can actually go ahead and get this advantage for this Lord dance, but what a play, and also...
no Zorn. No
Zorn.
immortality.
Again, Sawo.
He's sucked on in. Straight away, Warlord is forced to jump into it. Three-man implosion once again. Netherrealm comes out. It's Zorn. He's done for it. The stacks built up by Sunset Lover. It's starting to outscale the entire composition. The Toys Boy Sauce is going to reduce a little bit of healing, but it's not going to do much at the end of the day as Warlord can't necessarily peel the entire team off of Chibi in the meantime. Someone has to clear down that bot side. Ryzel isn't coming back up anytime soon. Finally, Sunset Lover finds the kill, and Warlord, he's done as much as he can, but the waves are so messed up.
Yes, they want to make the beeline towards the mid. They have so much minions, and they don't have the mage to kind of deal with this.
They got to be careful, though. Ryzel is up.
Oh, my word.
Do they actually just commit to this base? It looks like they're going to plant themselves there, though. Lord is up.
I think they want to trap Homeboys because they know that the only way for Homeboys to kind of contest the Lord is to turn onto heroes. And Devu wants to set up traps.
Or they're looking
they're
to
gonna push
end
it in.
this.
They can end it.
They've got the man advantage.
So
Here
has
we
a
go.
flicker.
RB gets hit. Seamus after him, but straight away we see the play being made by Kimbo by Salvo. Pulled in another round to end it all. GG, well played. Dew's fault. Take game 1.
What a battle here between these two teams, finally ending there with decisive action from Devu.
What a disgusting game this was. Absolutely nasty from both teams.
At the end of the day, as Rizal, you would wish you had Purify.
Yeah, you said it earlier.
I said it earlier, I'm gonna say it one last time. My goodness, but gonna have to hand it to